Hey everybody, Modern Caveman here with another video. This video is going to be concentrating on big choppers. The particular model that I have right here is the Tops Armageddon. It's made out of 1095 high carbon steel. It's a slight recurved blade, Marcotta handles. Uh, this is a chopper which overall, its design overall, I think, is what big choppers should really be going for. One of the biggest features here is that this Trace Rinaldi, who is the designer of this blade, uh, has three different handholds on this big chopper. You have the rear handhold, which will allow you to get a lot of swing in for your chops. You have the mid-range handhold, which allows you to do some chopping, a little more detailed chopping work. And probably more importantly is the ability to choke up on the blade comfortably, which you're allowed to do so with this finger choil right here, which allows you to really sandwich that blade in between your index finger and your thumb. The reason why that's important is because with big choppers, it's hard to get detailed work done, whittling work with large choppers such as this one, but being able to have a finger choil and sandwich that blade in between your index finger and your thumb allows you a lot of maneuverability and more detailed cutting work just because of that design feature, which I think is incredibly important to have on a big chopper. Uh, Big choppers, my view on big choppers is that they are the survival knife. This is what I consider to be a survival knife. The blade that you're sent out there in that scenario, if you have to survive out in the woods for 7 days or what have you, and you have a choice of one tool, this would be the tool that I would bring. Hence, I firmly believe that large choppers are basically your survival knife. One of the things about large choppers, large knives like this, and what I feel makes an excellent survival knife is that they have to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. And usually that wouldn't be a good thing. That wouldn't be a good title to have. But however, with a big chopper, that is what you want. You want to have something that is a jack of all trades. You want something where you're going to be able to do some whittling, you're going to be able to do some chopping, you're going to be able to do some incising and drilling. You're going to be able to do push pulls, pull pulls, uh, in numerous different ways that you can use this knife, particularly if it's going to be the only tool that you have. The weight of it, it's really not that heavy. It's about a quarter of an inch thick. Large choppers also afford you the ability to go through and baton large pieces of wood as opposed to going out and having a smaller knife, smaller utility knife, such as an RC4. I've seen some discussions out there, debates on forums, comparing and contrasting or a hatchet or an axe to a big chopper. Some people will swear that a large knife is the way to go. Other people will swear that a hatchet is the way to go. That's an argument which I don't really buy into, considering that they're both completely different tools. For instance, a hatchet is a master at something. It is a master at chopping. It is a master at splitting. Yet to go through and incise and to whittle and things like that, you're going to have a tough time doing that. I'm more in the belief that what you need is a tool kit. No tool is going to be able to do everything, and you really need a tool for the job. Going on extended trips, I have this with me along with a hatchet, along with a saw, along with a smaller blade to do the jobs that I need to do, the various jobs that I need to do. But again, I think that a survival knife such as this, whether it be an RTAC 2, whether it be a Junglist, whether it be a BK9, numerous other large choppers that you have out there, in order to be a real good survival knife, they have to be a jack of all trades. And it's in my opinion that they really have to allow you to be able to maneuver around this blade. Even going up and choking up on it with a lanyard to do your incising, to do detail work, drilling work, things of that nature, you have to be able to know that you have to utilize the entire blade itself and not be afraid of getting bit by it. Respect it, and it won't bite you, but don't be afraid of it. As far as the sheath is concerned, for the price of this knife, and Tops always has large price tags on their blades, you would figure that maybe you would get a more high quality sheath, which isn't the case. If this were to be something that I was going to be walking around with day in and day out, then yeah, I would definitely want a very high quality sheath with that. Unfortunately, with Tops knives, that isn't the case. This is pretty much just a carrying case, which for the purposes I would have in my backpack anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But inside I have a little bit, I guess you would call a bit of a survival kit, which I have a magnesium fire starter right here. I have a Gerber diamond sharpening rod. I also have in here a miniature fishing kit, which this weekend I'm going to be going through and making some videos on that using this. This is all fits into a one of those little travel Tylenol capsules that you have. But again, this weekend I'm going to go through and show a video of taking this down and doing some fishing. Along with a multi-tool, whether it be Wave, Gerber, whatever your fancy. You know, you have your little saw in there, and you also have the smaller blade to compensate for the lack of super detailed work that the larger blades don't really afford you. This will allow me to do that. Along with the sheath, I have taped up on the end right there. Hopefully, I get that in there. Is a mirror, and also what you can never really go without is your 550 paracord, which I believe on there is probably about 20 feet wrapped around on there, which I can also combine with using with the fishing kit if I want to, as well as going through and making traps, as well as using for a bow drill if you need to use the bow drill. So again, my view on large choppers is, again, they have to be the jack of all trades and the master of none. That's actually what I firmly believe you're looking for in a large chopper. And so I hope that this video was somewhat informational, and please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. So Modern Caveman out. See you later. Is a Tops Armageddon, which is a recurve blade, slight recurve blade made out of 1095 high carbon steel. Has some slight jimping on the top right here with Marcotta handles. This blade is designed by a blade designer by the name of Trace Rinaldi. He does have his own website, and he does take orders. Last time I emailed him was probably about 3 years ago, and even then it was probably, I believe it was about a month, 2-month wait. So apparently there's a deal between him and Tops Knives where they designed this knife, or they produced this particular model of his knives, and I believe another one that they produce is called a Dart, I believe, which is a smaller recurve blade. But the reason why I wanted to show this blade, this big chopper, is because of its overall design. I think that this particular design really bodes well as to what a big chopper should be. It has 3 handholds, which it has a back handhold right here, which is to give you more leverage for chopping. You have your medium handhold here, which allows you to do some not so much detail work, but you're able to get some chopping done with that as well. And very importantly on a large chopper such as this is the ability to choke up on the blade. And Trace Rinaldi put in a finger choil right here, which allows you to sandwich that blade in between your index finger and your thumb. And what that allows you to do is that really allows you to gain quite a bit of control over that blade when you're doing more detailed work, as opposed to having to hold it in the mid-range where you're going to have to use your wrist in order to do that. So I think that's a design feature which is real beneficial and something that you should look for on big choppers.